Pete Hegseth, RFK Jr.,
Okay. All right.
Tulsi Gabbard,
Yes! Yes!
Tom Homan. Some great cabinet picks by Trump, right?
It's true.
But there have been others, to quote the great Arsenio Hall.
Thoughts, these are things that make you say,
One of those, Dr. Janet Nashwat for Surgeon General.
what?
I'm Jazz Borganzo on this. She's been called Fauci in address. What? If true, yikes.
What the fuck?
And it's what's next. Hey, happy Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz Borganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this day. Well, in the last 24 hours, there has been an uproar of sorts. What are we talking about? Of course, we're talking about Trump's picks, his cabinet picks, to be exact. He's done a number of good things regarding his picks. You know, RFK, Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, Tom Homan, good, solid picks. And of course, there's been others, to quote the great Arsenio Hall, makes you go, One of those with Matt Gaetz, which we knew was going to fail, was never going to reach, confirmation status. And then there's another for Surgeon General, Dr. Janet Nashwat. And you're thinking, okay, what's the controversy behind her? Well, it turns out that she loves me some masks, and she said at one point that the magical vax was a gift from God. Yikes. And here we go. This doesn't come from a particular, news outlet. This is coming straight off of X, and particularly two people I'm going to point out. One of them is Dr. Simone Gold, and the other is podcaster Liz Wheeler. So we're going to hear from Dr. Simone Gold first. She says she also supported giving pregnant women experimental COVID shot with no long-term safety data and hundreds of thousands of adverse events reported. How could she even come possibly to the conclusion that the shot was safe and effective? And of course, puts in tags Donald Trump. Please reconsider. But let's hear it from her.
And what it is now, COVID, this new Delta variant hits right before school starts, and our top priority should be getting kids back into the classroom, but doing so safely. Here's the problem. Delta is different, and that's why the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending that if you're going to be in a classroom, in a crowded classroom, then you want to protect yourself, wear a mask. Because a lot of kids, for example, under the age of 12, they can't be vaccinated. So it's important to point out, though, masking is not the only solution. We also need to make sure that we have good ventilation, that people are washing their hands, that they're getting tested, and that all the teachers are getting vaccinated as well. But what's happening is this new Delta variant, it replicates more easily, and it's more contagious. You can have up to 1,000 times.
Remember we were going to have a winter of death,
so kids can pick
quote
it
Joe
up,
Dementia.
even though they may not have severe
Never happened,
symptoms,
did it?
they can spread it to another person. And when it spreads is when the virus mutates, and that's when we get more variants like Delta and Lambda and the UK variant. And what it is now, COVID, this new Delta variant hits right before school.
Delta, Lambda, sounds like a university frat. We go from that to this woman right here, Liz Wheeler, and she gets into much more detail regarding Dr. Janet Nashwat.
Today, Trump's pick for Surgeon General, Dr. Janet Nashwat, needs to be
disqualified. I'm mispronouncing her last name. My bad. I apologize.
This caused quite a ruckus on X over the weekend. We're going to talk about that today because this is a very important moment for you and for I. This is a very important moment for MEGA, for the America First agenda, for those of us who are excited, even thrilled that President Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States. But you and I have a very important role to play in helping the Trump transition team vet these cabinet appointments, because it is simply not possible for one man to know everything about everyone. So when we know information that President Trump might not know, it is our responsibility to bring that to light. That being said, we have new information about
This is her podcast. It's about an hour long. I'm not going to show the entire hour, of course, but pretty much with highlights regarding this. Dr. Janet
leads me to say she must be disqualified. She should actually withdraw herself. If she does not withdraw herself, the Trump team should request that she resign. And in the case that this doesn't happen, the Senate should certainly refuse to vote for her. Now, why is that? Why do I say that? I'm going to build this case for you why this is a moment that you and I, as Trump supporters, as America First agenda supporters, as MAGA, need to stand strong against an agenda that's been extremely harmful to us. An
Mega?
agenda that Dr.
I
Jeanette
think she meant MAGA,
Nishiwat
but
has
it's all right.
demonstrated through her own words and through her actions that she stands against. Dr. Jeanette Nishiwat was on the side of the COVID tyranny again and again for years during COVID, and this is simply not something that we can tolerate. This is not something, she was the expert class, and now she wants to be elevated to a position like Surgeon General, which many people on X over the weekend said, Liz, Surgeon General is just a ceremonial position. Why draw the line in the sand on this one?
Advisory
Well, my friends,
position.
it's actually not a ceremonial position. And once we go through exactly what the responsibilities are of a Surgeon General, you'll see why it's dangerous for us to have Dr. Jeanette Nishiwat. And listen, there were also some people over the weekend that were like, Liz, stop criticizing Trump. Take aim at the other side. And that's not at all how I view what we are doing right here. How I view this is we're helping President Trump. We're helping President Trump avoid disaster. The last time that he was president, he had, through his own, he admits this, that he had a lot of bad picks because he can't know everything about everyone. So we're not criticizing Trump. We're on Trump's side. We're trying to help him have the most effective, the most America First, the most base administration that our country has ever known. And providing information to him that he may not have ever seen before is what we're going to do today. We're waiting for everybody to join. I'm really happy to see everyone joining on. Hit me up in the comments section.
I'm going to jump ahead a little bit.
Or even the fatality rate of COVID-19. Who specifically was at risk? What put people at risk? And this is what she said. Take a listen.
First of all, vaccines save lives, and I am so excited, and I thank and I commend Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg for taking action, because
vaccines
this
are
affects
preventable
everyone. This
measures.
affects our children.
They're preventable
It affects
measures.
adults.
They're not
And just look
cures.
at the recent measles outbreak, the biggest outbreak that we've had in decades with measles, and that's no joke. Measles can cause brain inflammation and pneumonia and ear infections and hearing loss and death. So
She
it's
was a
about
regular
time
on
that
Fox
They
News.
are taking action, and I hope and pray that other social media platforms will follow suit and do the same thing.
Understand what she called for. She called for Facebook to censor us, what we're talking about right now. If you have any criticism of the COVID-19 vaccine, if you said at the beginning, wait a second, this mRNA vaccine is new technology. It didn't go through standard testing. We don't know how our bodies react to it. We don't have an adequate system for capturing side
Only
effects.
7
I'm gonna
human
hold off on
trials were
this.
done
Well, then
regarding
you
the
could be
initial
subject to being censored.
COVID
Maybe you were
vaccines.
censored. I know I was
7.
censored. I got strikes all over the place on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram for questioning the vaccine, for saying I'm not taking that vaccine. It's not needed because COVID-19, I'm not at high risk of fatality from COVID-19. It's also not effective. It didn't prevent transmission. It didn't prevent death. It didn't do anything but hurt you with the mRNA technology.
My thoughts. Now, I didn't go into complete, like I said, it's an hour long. You may want to check it out on X, Liz Wheeler. You may want to look her up. But I have seen multiple videos of her on Fox News praising masks, praising the vaccines. She did a little bit of backtracking, a little bit of backpedaling, excuse me, a little bit of backpedaling on when she appeared on Tucker, when Tucker used to be on Fox, no longer. And, but you would think you would have someone who is seriously questioned regarding the vaccine, you know, like a Dr. Scott Atlas, Robert Malone, Peter McCullough, Jay Bhattacharya. You could have picked any one of the 4 of those that would have been better than this pick. So Trump has got to take this into serious consideration about saying, hey, you know what? There's a lot of backlash on you. Here's what they're at. Here's what they're questioning about. You said this, and this. You're kind of contradicting yourself now. You know, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get heated. You may want to back out of it. That would be the sensible thing to do. But then again, I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn once. Yeah, I know it's a bad joke. Anyway, with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you again next time. Peace.